Our boys, we are here with the Houston Rockets free agency in a nutshell because they did sign two players today, and today we're going to be talking about those two players and some other potential free agent targets that they could be targeting in the near future. I want to say maybe like in the first week, maybe 2 weeks from now. So so what's up? My name is Jae'sean, and today we're talking about the Houston Rockets and what they should do in free agency. But before that, really quick, if you guys like the video, drop me below and press the subscribe button. It'd be really appreciated. And let's get to the video. So the Houston Rockets, they signed two players today. One of which, Daniel Theis, a center / power forward, and David Nwaba, which I think every Houston Rockets fan knows at this point in time. So I think we're going to talk about Daniel Theis first because he definitely is more of a surprising signing than David Nwaba. So Theis over the season averaged 10 points per game, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Pretty good stats from, a role-playing center from the Chicago Bulls. I think he was off the bench for them while Nikola Vucevic was starting. So, over the season, averaged 54% from the field and then 32% from three, which honestly, isn't that bad for a center, but it would be better if it was a little bit higher. I mean, he did shoot 46% from three in the last 10 games, which definitely is a good improvement, a good, sight for Houston Rockets fans because, we're all about, stretching the floor, shooting the three, taking those threes. So really good to see that he did shoot 46% from three in the last 10 games. I see Daniel Theis as someone, helping us, all around the court. I mean, he's someone that can do all the dirty work for us, someone that can score the ball, set screens, shoot the ball, get rebounds, make all those hustle plays, kind of like a Jae'sean type player, but, on the defensive end even more. And his offense, I think it could be a little bit better. He did average 10 points per game, but honestly, I think his offense is, pretty standard for us. I mean, he did average obviously 10 points per game. But he's obviously there for more of a rim protection type of player, and for the most part, being that interior presence, he is just 6'8" but 245 pounds. So Daniel Theis, I didn't really like the signing at first, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm starting to like it a little bit more, especially because he's going to be starting, hopefully, reps like Christian Wood. Maybe put Wood at the 4 because he's obviously a true power forward. So Daniel Theis, I'm starting to like this trade a little bit more. Well, sign and trade a little bit more. And honestly, hopefully, he's here for the long run. He is just 29 years old, so a little bit in the older side of the team. But, I'm pretty satisfied with this trade. And the next player we got, David Nwaba. We signed him for a 3-year, $15 million deal. So 5 years, $5 million for 3 years. So a really good signing from the Houston Rockets here. So David Nwaba, I think we all know who David Nwaba is at this point because he's an absolute dog. I mean, before he went down with a wrist injury, was absolutely phenomenal for us. He did average 9 points per game, 4 rebounds and 1 assist. His shooting splits weren't really that good. I mean, 49% from the field and then 27% from three, which is absolutely horrible. But honestly, I'm fine with it. He could get better at the 3-point. He is just 28 years old too, which is pretty good. 6'5", 4, 219 pounds. Really good for us. Off the bench, I think he'd be pretty valuable, especially now because we have a forward off the bench. I mean, I don't think anyone realizes, but our only two forwards off the bench are Josh Christopher and David Nwaba, and then our two bigs in Usman Garuba and Alperen Şengün, and then we have a bunch of guards off the bench. Armani, who we extended a qualifying offer to make him a restricted free agent. We got Eric Gordon, Kyrie Thomas. We got all these guards, DJ Augustine. So getting David Nwaba, another wing, another forward on this team is absolutely beneficial. And because he also has some really great defense, does all the dirty work, just like Daniel Theis, hopefully. Does a lot of really good plays on the defensive end. Also someone that can dunk the ball too. I mean, before pre-wrist injury, it was absolutely great, man. I mean, he had a lot of good plays where in the fast break he dunked the ball. So really excited to see David Nwaba back. I honestly think he wasn't going to come back because with the Houston Rockets being bad and him being 28 years old, I thought he'd be going to a contender like the Blazers, but I guess he's decided to stay with the Houston Rockets, which honestly I'm not too mad about. In fact, I'm pretty excited about David Nwaba. So honestly, I'm really liking these two signings, and hopefully they can sign some other big name, one of the big names, but some really underrated talent in the free agency class. With this class being fairly underwhelming, I want to say, we definitely could try getting a John Collins type of player, but looking at it now, I'm definitely not it's not looking like we're gonna sign John Collins, with these two signings. I don't know, man. I still want Richaun Holmes on this team. Probably not now because with Daniel Theis here, we don't really need another center that should start for us. So would it make sense for Richaun Holmes? I don't know. I think we're pretty much done with the free agency for the Houston Rockets. I mean, I think they're pretty much over in terms of, signing players that they need. All they really need to do now is, sign Armani Brooks, get him back on the team, trade Eric Gordon. Hopefully, look to trade Eric Gordon and John Wall. Maybe get Jae'sean out here, get some picks out of them. Hopefully, just start KPJ and Green, man. I mean, the next thing that Houston Rockets fans should look forward to is August 8th on Sunday this week, where the Houston Rockets will play in their first Summer League game, where all of our drafted prospects and Alperen Şengün, Jalen Green, Usman Garuba, and Josh Christopher, they all will play in the Summer League. So really excited to see them play. But for the most part, I mean, the Rockets, I think they're pretty much done in free agency. Unless they sign like Sterling Brown, maybe. I mean, he's probably like the favorite to go to the Mavs because there's a bunch of rumors about that. Probably like DJ Wilson, because he was a restricted free agent, but he isn't now because we didn't extend a qualifying offer to him, so he's unrestricted. Cam Oliver probably not come back. I mean, we got Alperen Şengün and Usman Garuba, so I think pretty much the Houston Rockets free agency class is over, or like scouting is pretty much over, unless they decide to bring back Sterling Brown, which is highly probably not. I don't know what I said. So yeah, it's definitely not gonna work with Sterling Brown because we already have Nwaba. I honestly predicted one of the two getting signed, and we honestly chose with David Nwaba, which is the better choice because he is a better player. But I wanted Sterling Brown on the team because he was younger, fits the time frame. But David Nwaba, obviously the better player. So yeah, for the most part, I think the Houston Rockets are done shopping around the free agency class, unless we do some like signing trades. But for the most part, I'm pretty satisfied with the Rockets have done, and they won a free agency. So for the most part, hopefully Stone does some more moves, and hopefully we get to see some new faces in the next week or so. So that's the video. Drop me below, press the button, and I'm out. Peace.